prostitute testimony concerning Mr. Jones's involvement with other prostitutes may not be used by you as evidence of his bad character, or to infer that the prior acts make it more likely that Mr. Jones committed the acts with which he is charged in this case. Under no circumstances may you use this evidence to assess Mr. Jones's guilt or innocence. The next limited purpose instruction. You are instructed that any testimony of Investigator Norcross regarding her assessment of Mr. Jones's credibility may only be considered by you for the limited purpose of providing context for Investigator Norcross's interrogation tactics or investigative decisions, and for no other purpose. Are you ready to resume with playing the video, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Wade?
We'd ask to resume with People's Exhibit 700.
Any objection, Mr. Colvin?
No objection. May we move the podium?
Yes. Thank you.
And Judge, when we were playing this earlier, it had some echo. So if maybe the jury could alert us if they're unable to hear what's going on, we can try to make efforts to fix that.
Okay, thank you. And then maybe we should make a record at the point where you're going to start it again. That's fine.
Yes, sir. We're starting it at 12:21 and 13 seconds.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm sorry, 12:20 and 46 seconds.
And have you wanted to, did you want to use her again? Were you, when you called, first of all, do you remember the number you called?
No, it's in the paper.
It's in the paper, okay. And do you remember who you talked to?
No,
Was it a male or female?
it's a female.
Would you remember what time you talked to that person?
No,
How much time prior to Gail arriving did you make that call?
like about 45 minutes, maybe right there.
Okay, so 4 or 5 minutes before you called the service.
Mhm.
And what did they tell you when you called?
She wanted to know when, and I said as soon as possible. And then they call you back and tell you a time. And that's,
Okay. And you gave him the name Jim?
yes,
Okay. And then does the person who shows up call you, or is it the first time you hear or speak to the person when they knock on your door?
when they knock on the door.
Okay. And the other times, I'm kind of fuzzy as to why you were calling the other times if you didn't have the cash to pay for it. Were you hoping to talk to Blondie again?
But I don't think, I think they just have an operator. I don't think they have a,
What do you mean an operator, like a person or like a machine?
like a personal operator, I think.
And if you don't have the cash, why were you calling? I was hazy about that.
Just curiosity.
What were you curious about?
I don't know.
You had to be curious about something to call him. Were you hoping to talk to her again?
You don't get to talk to people there. I mean, you just,
But you don't know if it's a person that answers the phone, right?
yes,
So you have no idea who it's going to be. It could be them. It could be someone else, right?
it could be.
I'm trying to figure out why you would call if you don't have the cash and you weren't intending to call anyone out. would be the drive behind that call?
Just curiosity, that's all.
And I guess, what were you curious about?
See if they were still in business, you know, just,
When you called, what did you ask them, or did you just hang up right away?
I just tell them I called about the ad in the paper. And then they do their spill and that's it.
Okay. Were you doing it because you were thinking about that place, of maybe using it again?
Yeah,
And so you were trying to get like see what their rates are or something?
yeah.
Do they tell you the rates on the phone?
Mhm.
Okay. Were you building up the nerve to finally call and place another actual job offer?
Saving money, yeah.
You're saving money? How long have you been thinking about calling that place again?
Probably since I visited them.
So for the past year, you've been really wanting to use them again, so you've been kind of saving money and,
Yeah,
How many times have you gone to the business?
just the one time.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
How many times have you gone to the business and not contacted anybody there?
I haven't.
What kind of vehicle do you drive?
Which one do you want?
What are you driving right now?
My Dodge pickup.
Okay.
It's a white Dodge pickup.
What?
Mhm.
What year?
An 05.
How long you had that?
Since it's been a year.
Okay, and you've never been to that business, or in that business, or around that business, or in the parking lot of that business for any other reason for the last year?
No.
Okay. A guy doesn't call to find out the price rates. You have a clue what it costs. You paid $400, okay? You know what it's gonna cost, and you know what it's basically gonna cost for this, this, and this. You may not know exacts, but you know what it costs. You're a grown adult male and you know that, okay? And so you know generally what it's gonna cost. You also waited for a whole year, hoping for the perfect time when your wife's family is gonna have a funeral and she's gonna be out of town magically. So you use it because she's out of town and because there's things going on there. There's stress in the life, probably stress in your wife's life. Things have probably been, I'm gonna guess, she's been very up and down. Her father dies, her grandmother dies. I mean, there's issues there, okay? So I believe that you may have been thinking about using it for a while, okay? I bet the first experiences were good. You said they were very good. But that doesn't make any sense. That's not human behavior. Les, come on. Obviously, you and the ex had issues. Am I right? Things were not going well, okay? And this was a while ago. Okay, this was 8 years ago. I get that, okay? But please explain this to me.
The lady I married, I come home from work. There was just a lot going on. As work was really hard,
Okay?
working a lot of hours, stressful, real stressful. She had started drinking and leaving the kids at home. It was a second marriage. They weren't my kids. But I thought very much of them. Running around, staying out till all hours of the morning.
Okay?
New Year's, we went to her parents in Oklahoma. While we was there, she was using the phone, calling a guy up here, and I found out about it.
Okay? That doesn't help.
Confronted her.
Okay.
And I went to work. I drove school bus. I went to work. Come back from the school, and he was at the house.
Or I'm sorry, Delta or something like that, right?
Hotchkiss.
Okay. It's a bad scene, okay?
When they went to leave the driveway there, it was a confrontation there. I got in the car, I chased him down the road.
Okay.
We had collisions going down the road,
Okay?
mildly.
Okay.
Both cars were destroyed totally.
So y'all just ramming each other going down the roadway? Is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
It ended up in Paonia in the back road. And the cars were totaled. I got in front of her, slammed on the brakes, she rear-ended me. And he was in the car with her. I got out of the car, and I seen, that's when the first time I seen he was in the car.
Okay.
And I went back to the car, I carried a gun under the seat,
Okay.
and I got the gun out and went running back over the car. He got out of the car, went running down the road. It's pitch black. There was railroad tracks there. He'd run up the railroad tracks. I didn't know the scenario.
Okay.
And I fired, I believe, 2 shots at him,
Okay.
which I pointed like this, and I thought he was here.
Okay.
One of them grazed him,
Okay.
and that was the first situation. We'd went
And that
out
was in like January, right?
1st of January.
Okay.
We went out. There was we'd went out to eat.
Mm-hmm.
The place we was going to eat was closed. We went for a drive. We started fighting again.
This is the second situation,
This
right?
is the second situation.
Okay.
We started fighting, a lot of yelling and screaming going. She tried to cool me down by wanting to make love to me. We tried to in the front seat of the car,
Okay.
and it was hurting her, but we quit. We went back to the motel in Delta.
Okay.
When I was checking in the motel there, she drove away. And that was,
Okay. Then what happened?
then I went down to see her mom.
Same lady.
What's that?
Same lady, all of these incidents?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, but talk to me about, okay. So you have the first incident where he's there and you're cranking off rounds at him, I see that, you got the domestic. And you have a second incident in the car, right?
That was about a month later.
Well, yeah, you have 3 incidents here. So then the other one was the one where you were driving down the road and you guys ended up going back to the Delta Hotel or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, and you started working at Bob's out of there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So sit in my shoes. I have a gal who's missing, who I know you've used her services, who I know that, I'm just gonna put that, I see some of this is very different, don't take me wrong, okay? But you have that, okay, would you not agree? There is an issue here. There have been issues in the past, right? You wouldn't agree to that?
No.
You don't think these are issues in the past?
Well, yeah, I mean, but it isn't.
It's not this, it's not even close to the same, but it is an issue.
Yeah.
Somewhat provoked, don't take me wrong, your wife's having an affair, I mean, I get that. But this angered you, okay? So I see that. You have full access to your shop, you have full access to your business, I know that. You have keys, I know that. And I have her car found a stone throws away from where I know you're routinely at. I asked you to tell me what you did last week, you don't tell me a damn thing about the massage services. I don't know what you're thinking, that I don't know that or something, but I ask you, did you do anything else? You do anything else? You don't tell me about that, okay? And then you do. Can you understand sitting in my shoes, how that looks a little suspicious to me, more than a little suspicious to me? Can you understand that? Is there anything that you know that would help clarify for me why I shouldn't look at you as a suspect for Paige Dixon being missing? And quite honestly, probably dead. Can you tell me something that I need to know that would help me clear you from that suspect list?
You do it.
Okay. Would you have any problems giving us some We do mouth swabs for DNA. Would you have a problem doing that? It's a consensual, you don't have to.
You already have my DNA.
Okay, but can I get it again? I don't have it. Do you have a problem with giving me that? You do not have to. You do not have to do that at all. I'm asking you if you would consensually do that.
Think about it, yeah.
You think about it. Does that mean you don't want to do that today? I'm asking. I mean, I can take the mouth swabs right now. They're pretty easy to do.
I'll do it.
Okay. What about fingerprints and palm prints? I know we have them too, but for me to use it for elimination purposes, when it comes to stuff in our cases, we like to have known standards of people right now. I need it for comparison purposes to things that I have from scenes right now.
Okay.
Okay. Now, your DNA would admittedly be in her business. Is that correct? I mean, you were there. You've been to her business.
Yes, sir.
Other people have been to her business too. Being in her business does not mean you're guilty, okay, of anything, okay? I get that, okay? I mean, I can't do that. Do you have any swabs and stuff like that? Oh, perfect. Do we have the little boxes? If you give me the boxes, I'll fill them out. If you want to grab those. You know what, I need to get some gloves, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll solve it. So I know it would be your business. That in and of itself is not particularly what I'm looking at, but there is some evidence in her vehicle that I would like to compare it to. Have you ever been in her vehicle?
No.
Ever in your whole life?
No.
Ever touched her vehicle, been near her vehicle?
No.
Anything? Okay, no. And has she ever been to your home?
No.
No. Okay. Gail has been to your home.
Yes, sir.
Are there any other escort service ladies that have been to your home? Any at all?
No.
Okay. And you wouldn't have, other than your DNA being at her business and your prints probably being there, and quite frankly, Les, you're not the only gentleman whose prints and stuff would be there. Other than that, because that's not giving me anything, okay? Any reason why your DNA would be anywhere on her body?
No.
I mean, even if you had sex with her a year ago, it's not still going to be there. I'm talking about it would have to be relatively recent.
No.
Anything at all? Okay. Have you called her any more recently than calling on Wednesday to get services? Have you called since Wednesday? Did you make any calls to her services since Wednesday?
No.
Okay. Did you make any calls in the 2 months prior to that?
I'm sure I did.
Okay, okay. So you've made some other calls, but you're saying you didn't receive any services?
No, I have not.
Okay. How many other calls do you think, yeah, I mean, realistically, when I look at those records, which I don't have sitting here, right here in front of me, when I look at those, how many other calls do you think you may have made?
One or two, maybe.
Okay. Have you ever used any other phone besides the phone numbers that you've given me?
I'll use the one at work.
And what is that phone number?
I gave it to you, it's there.
Oh, the work number. Right, I'm sorry, you're right, you did give it to me. I'm talking about any other services, any other numbers besides your 523 home number, your 245 work number, or your 361 cell number, or your wife's cell number, the 216. And you're positive of all four of those numbers, that those are the correct numbers, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Who's your service provider for your cell phone?
Singular.
Okay. What about your wife?
She would be Verizon.
Okay. And you're sure of her number, right?
It's 250-0122. Is that right?
No, you gave me a 216.
No, that's fine. No. 201. I don't know what it's stored in my cell phone.
Okay.
It's 201-0122.
Okay. And your cell phone number, do you know that factually?
314, right? 316?
Have your cell phone on you, sir?
No, it's in my toolbox.
Is that at work
Yeah,
or in your vehicle?
and at work.
Okay. I'm sorry, say that again. What's the number?
316,
Mm-hmm.
1148.
Okay. All right. let me go get some stuff here and I will get these in just a second, okay? Hold on just a second. let me fill up these boxes real quick. It's just a mouthful. Thankfully. I'm not poking anybody with a needle, that's for sure. Okay.
So you repair mobile homes there or RVs, do you?
And then you said sometimes you go in on Saturdays, but not on the clock. Is that just to catch up work, or you ever do, I mean, you happen to work on cars or anything outside of that, or?
Sometimes I work on cars like my own. and like
Oh,
that.
okay, right. I mean, I'm just thinking, I know a lot, I am friends with one mechanic, and I know he does a lot of stuff personal just to make some extra ends meet type of thing, so. Be lucky if this pen works.
Bob's got making a lot of sales these days.
I think it's low.
Is it?
Gas prices.
Oh, yeah.
It isn't as busy as it was last year.
Yeah, you work on a lot of more pop-ups or fifth wheels or what seems to be the current.
I think people are buying right now more pop-ups than.
Really?
Of course, they're also under 10,000 too.
They're also lighter and easier on the gas.
Makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
So do you, when they buy them, do you set them up for them?
They call them. The lift system.
Stuff personal just to make some extra ends meet type of thing, so. Lucky if this pen works.
Bob's got making a lot of sales these days. Sales these days. Sales these days. Sales these days. Who owns Bob Scott? Is it a guy named Bob Scott?
Bob Petro and Scott Marvin. That's how it come up. There was two of them.
I'm sorry, it takes me a minute to fill out all of these, but it's easier to do it now than when it makes little boxes. Learned that the hard way a couple times. So you said your wife doesn't know that you do this,
No.
or that you have done this? And she's probably not going to be so overly overjoyed if she finds out, is that correct?
That's correct.
Otherwise, how are things going for you guys?
It's been real good. I mean, it's fantastic.
Good. Does she have any kids?
She has one son.
Older also?
He's 20,
Good.
just almost 21.
Does he live around here?
Yeah.
Are you close to him?
Kind of, not overly. I mean, just, kind of. He's on his own, doing his own thing. Just,
Yeah.
he comes by for supper once in a while, him and his girlfriend, and that's about it.
What's he doing?
He sells tile.
Oh,
One of the tile shops.
what I'd like to do is do this real quick, and then go up front and get a set of your fingerprints real quick. And I also need to get a set of palm prints. Do you have that palm print stuff?
They can do it up front.
Oh, can they? I ran into a problem with that last time I tried to do that, but I'm good with that, if they can.
Yeah, they did it for me 2 weeks ago.
Cool, perfect. Ah. Thank you. Well, we're just gonna,
One side.
yeah, back and forth, bandit here. Any questions why, I mean, you understand why we'd want to take this, right?
I understand.
Okay. You know they got 3 little kids, right?
That's what I read.
Yeah. Needle. Really hard on them. You ever see Mr. Dixon anymore?
No,
No?
I've only met him at one time.
Oh, really? Well, you've only met him one time and you remembered his wife after all that time? For, with that short of a meeting?
I told you, I didn't really, it was just realized who it was, that's all. And then
In person, how is she attractive-wise? Attractive? No?
sure.
That's, you met her in person. She obviously had to be somewhat attractive, or you had to find her somewhat attractive to pay out the extra money on that particular visit, correct?
That's true.
I mean, I doubt you would pay out a lot of extra money for someone you didn't find very attractive. Does that make a logical sense?
It does.
I wouldn't, so I'm guessing most people would not. What'd you think of Gail?
I thought she was a nice lady.
Nice lady. Did you find her as attractive as Paige?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I did. She was nice.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm gonna need to step in here. Okay, I'm just gonna rub it on the sides of your mouth again. Is that all right? It's a nice, easy way to get it.
And now, there's a,
That's all right. I'll I got the glove. I'll do it.
I would leave the ends open, let it dry.
Yeah, the worst part about these little things right there. That thing doesn't want to go all the way in there. You ever heard that? Let me just get that again. Would you use scale services again? Were you pleased enough with the services? Yeah?
No,
No? No what? You were not pleased with the services?
yes, I was.
Okay. I'm not asking you if you would use it now in talking with me. I'm asking at the time, did you figure you would use her services again?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I liked it.
Okay. You trying to twirl this with me with gloves on is always interesting.
How'd you come up with the name Jim to give her?
Just,
Oh, I don't know if it was, had any significance in the past.
Would you mind running up front with him to get those prints real quick while I finish doing this? And then I'll be right back. You guys will just come right back here real quick. Okay, thanks, sir.
Your Honor, we're at a
Mr.
point,
Wade, for the record.
we're at a point in the video where all of the parties are out of the room for a period of time. I'd ask the court's permission to just kind of fast forward that so we don't have to watch a video of an empty room for longer
Any
than
objection, Ms. Smith?
No.
That's fine. Thank you for asking.
Your Honor, can we would just request that the district attorney make it clear how long this break is.
Okay. You can just make a record where you're stopping and restarting for us,
We
please,
just
Mr. Wade.
paused, Judge, with the time on the video of 13:02:53. And then I believe we're gonna fast forward it for about 30 minutes or so. So I'll make a record of that
Okay.
when we get there.
Thank you.
I'll go grab investigator Norcross real quick.
And so, Your Honor, we're gonna ask to resume at 13:41:13 on the screen.
Thank you.
You gonna be okay for a second?
yeah.
They got you forever. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I get a little frustrated at that, so I can appreciate it if you do less of that. take like 4 seconds and it takes a bazillion hours. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me look over this and see what I've missed real quick. I'm sorry, Mike, do you have anything?
You know, do you yourself, do you own a trailer? A camper? What kind you got?
I have it's a Tahoe.
How? Is that a fifth wheel?
No,
Is that a travel trailer?
yes.
Oh, okay. Where is it?
But my sister has some property. It's up above my Silverjack Reservoir,
I'm not familiar with that
Oh, I
area.
know where that is, down by,
Montrose.
yeah, down by Montrose where you turn off to go down.
The Black Canyon, isn't it?
Down towards like Natarita, right? Isn't it where you go down towards like
No,
Natarita or something
it's
like
on the
that?
way to Gunnison.
Okay, all right.
And when did you, how long has it been sitting up there?
We took it up 3 weeks ago,
We being,
my wife and I, and,
oh, and your sister has property.
yeah.
What's your sister's name?
Margie
Margie, same last name.
Nutter,
Can I spell that?
Nutter.
Okay. And it's been up there for about 3 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Les, what else do I need to know?
I-
Anything?
I'm sure you'd like to know lots, but I can't tell you anymore.
I'll be honest with you, okay? And let me explain some things, Les. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? You have been a mechanic for how long?
Well, forever, literally forever.
Okay, you are 50, how old?
55,
Okay.
56.
And have you been a mechanic since you were basically out of high school?
Yeah,
Okay. That's a long time.
yes,
That's
ma'am.
30? 30 some odd years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I've been a cop for 20. Okay. And my job is to talk to people. I mean, literally, that's my job, is to talk to people. And as I'm sure you've figured out, I do that all day, every day. Okay? Okay. I know that. I can tell you that you do appear to be actually a very nice, decent man, okay? You appear to care about your wife, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think you care about your business. I think you're proud of the company you work for. You have some loyalty there. Everything I find matches up to all of that, okay? I have a lady who's missing. And over here, I have a whole family of people who care about her too, okay? I don't know whether her ex-husband does or doesn't care. I don't know about that, okay? I do know she has 3 little kids who do, okay? I know she's got a mom and dad that care. And I know she's been gone for a week because we've already checked everything, that she up and walked, okay? There are those people that do that. They up and walk, they live life. I'm sure you may not know anybody like that, but you know who I'm talking about. There are types of people that just say, forget it, I'm done. And they go in a totally different direction in their life, okay? And there are women that do that and that have kids, okay? That doesn't matter. That's not always a factor. I do know she has the escort service. I know she works there. I know she does that, and I know she does that as a matter of routine. And I know there's lots of people out there that like her, okay? That's why she's successful doing it. I know she does other things. I know that there's always 2 sides to people's lives. We all have them, okay? We have this side that the whole world sees, and then all of us have those little private sides that generally the universe doesn't see. Does that make sense? Everybody has that. She had that too. Okay? Her escort service side definitely was not something that everyone saw and that everyone knew about. There's some limited people that knew about that, okay? I know, even in that world, she's not a doper. She's not a heavy alcoholic. You say you are not an alcoholic. You do not appear to be an alcoholic. You're way too healthy for a doper, okay? You're not like that. I know she wasn't like that. I know Carol isn't like that, okay? All these different people. You know her as Gail. I know her as Carol. All these different people, I know that, okay? I know she didn't drop into the meth world. I've met plenty of those people who have. I've chased those ghosts, chased those people, come to find out they're just high as a kite somewhere doing whatever. Yeah, I'm sure you know people like that, and you've seen them, especially if you're a mechanic, young guys. A lot of young guys get into that. You know what I'm talking about. She didn't do that, okay? She's not here. Either somebody has her tied up somewhere, or something happened and she's now deceased. One of the two, all right? And to be honest with you, Les, we're sitting out at your business right now talking to people. Okay? I got people out there. That's why I walked out, because I'm checking on what they're finding out. You know that, okay? I think, however, I think if something happened here, okay, I think there's some differences. I think that some people are psycho-raging maniac people and they plan all kinds of weird stuff, okay? It is way more probable in sitting here talking with you, okay, that something happens and a side takes over that's not really there usually. And I think that something happens and then we're at, oh shit, and we gotta try to fix it. You know the difference between intentional and an accident because you told me about it with the incident that happened with your wife Jen in Delta, okay? You explained that to me. You understand the difference. You know what I'm talking about. You said, I wasn't meaning to shoot at him. I'm shooting up here and lo and behold, I happen to graze him, okay? You know what I'm talking about, okay? There's a big difference, okay? And I think that's important to recognize. I think that's an important factor to recognize, okay? The lights were left on Friday. That's also unlikely. You obviously...
I wasn't there Friday.
Okay,
I don't stand and drink beer with the rest of them.
okay. And that's fine, you told me that. Where'd you go Sunday? What'd you do Sunday, Les?
We didn't do anything, we just
What'd you tell your wife you did Sunday, Les?
On what?
On Sunday?
Oh, I went to the shop Sunday morning.
Okay. You went to the shop Sunday morning about what time?
Early morning, I mean.
Okay. And then what happened? What'd you do the rest of Sunday, Les?
I don't know, I mean, we hung around, that's it.
Okay. Actually, that's not it, all right? I have investigators out talking to your wife, okay?
Okay,
What'd you do Sunday evening, Les?
went to bed.
Incorrect, okay? Les, I need to be able to tell this family, these little kids, where mom is. Good, bad, or indifferent, they need closure. Would you not agree they need some closure?
I would, yes.
Okay, they need some closure. I would like to think that I'm relatively good at reading people. I may be way off, but I think I'm pretty darn good at it, okay? And the fact of the matter is Les, is that if something happened, I don't believe it was an intentional act, and you're out there stalking down people and intentionally running everybody into the sun. I don't believe that, okay? And I think that you obviously care about people. You're obviously not a cold-hearted SOB. So therefore, I think you would at least want us to be able to give the family some kind of closure. And there's a big difference between an accident and an intentional planned thing. And the only way that I can show that difference is for you to be straight up with me.
Are you saying that I killed her? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
I did not.
You have nothing to show that to me.
I have not seen her. I did not kill her.
Go ahead, you can keep talking because I'm waiting to hear how you're going to show that to me.
I can't show you. I didn't do it.
Were you near a car?
No.
Why'd you leave the house Sunday night?
To shut the shop lights off.
How long were you gone?
Minimal time to come down and go right back. Why would I?
See, I think when you say, why would I? Here's what my issue is. I don't think everybody plans the way things are going to happen. And then things happen. Everybody has a side to them which they hope doesn't come out, but sometimes it does. What's going through your mind?
How long to tell Elaine what's happened here, what's happening here?
Unless you need to tell us what happened. Because I have to be able to get her back to her family.
Nothing happened.
And you realize that the only way that the system is going to see it different is if you explain it to me, so that I know accidental versus intentional. Well, unless you intentionally did it, I guess. I guess that's an option. I don't see that in you, but I guess that's possible. Last two things that I don't understand what can actually happen in somebody's brain when they get very excited.
Understand what? I'm
What
sorry.
happens inside people when they become excited. These things, because I'm a girl, I can get that.
I wouldn't think that.
Okay. I mean, maybe you do. All right. But I actually really do, because I talk to people a lot about sexual stuff. It doesn't bother me to talk about that. I talk a lot to people about it. And many times, you yourself said, it really, you liked that. It excited you that first time. You found it very gratifying. Correct?
I said it was nice. That's what I said.
No, that's what you said about Gail.
I said she's nice.
You said Gail is nice. But when we talked about what happened the first time when you went there, that you said was very exciting. I won't forget things like that. That you said was very exciting. There's a very large difference, Les, between nice and exciting. Okay? We're grown adults, Les. You and I both know that. Okay? Huge difference there. I'm not doubting Gail was nice. I'm not doubting that. But you didn't describe your first experience that way. And that's not what made you keep calling, to keep checking up to make sure they were still there, to check on prices. You didn't keep checking because it was nice. It was exciting. It was more exciting than usual sex. I'm not saying sex is bad. Yours and your wife's sex life may be fine. I'm not saying that. This is different. This is a different kind of sex. It's more exciting. It's more erotic. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be going there. And I think that what happens is that things get out of control sexually sometimes. They flat out do. And that adrenaline takes over. But then the rationale takes over. And And sometimes it's too late after the adrenaline has already kicked in. Unless you know I'm right. You know I'm right. Unless I'm trying to be very decent and honest with you. And you know that. And we need to get her back to where she belongs. And you hold that key, Les.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No,
Les,
I don't.
and you know that, and you're not. You need to know that. And I'm sorry that you don't feel like you can at least give those 3 little kids some closure. Because they need to at least be able to put mommy into the past. You know how old those kids are?
No.
3, 6, and 9. How little. Can you imagine sitting there and not knowing? Can you actually imagine sitting there and not knowing, not at least being lots of little kids, their parents pass away? The ones who successfully make it through life after that, it's because they're able to deal with a funeral, deal with grieving, and then move forward. Little kids can do that. I've seen them do it. They can do it. You've seen them do it, I'm sure. That can happen. They cannot do that if they can't have a funeral. Unless we already know. All right, nobody in this room right here that doesn't. And you're not a cold-hearted, mean, cold-blooded killer. I know that. I know that. I know that you're not. Because if you were, this whole conversation would have gone different. The whole thing would have gone different. I've actually talked to those people. Actually have. I've talked to people without a conscious one who flat out don't give a shit about anything but themselves. Sat, not in this room, the other room, and talked to them. But you're not that person, and I can tell you that. I can honestly tell you that. And you can sit in my shoes and figure which way. I mean, can you imagine what the outcome would have been there? And I don't know what. You clearly have feelings, you clearly have a conscience, you clearly care about things. I don't know at what point that you feel bad enough for somebody else, for the little kids that can't even have a funeral for their mom. And that first little step, hardest thing. The hardest part. You and I both know that too. But you're not cold-hearted as SOB. You're not.
Not.
I know that. I know that. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay, I know that. Which, that in of itself, don't do this, because you and I both know that you should be doing this. You know less.
Didn't touch her. I haven't seen her.
Les, don't even say that to me anymore. I don't even want to hear it. Okay? I'll tell you that right now. Because that is not even, that's not even, you're not even there, okay? I don't know what part of that I can make any clearer, because I'm usually a pretty straight up person, okay? But what the difference is that, Les, that I believe you have, I actually think you have decency. And I think that
Didn't touch her.
you
I have
know,
not seen her.
you know where she, no, Les, I said I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. You know where she's located. And you know where she can be found. And the sad part is that the only way you truly set your own spirit free, for lack of better terms, is to be honest with yourself. And the only way you can do that is to be straight up. She excited you, and I know that. And you know that. I know that you spoke with her more frequently than twice in a year. You and I both know.
I've never talked to her.
Well, I know you talked to her,
I never talked to her.
okay? I know you talked to her because I know she's the one that answered the phone.
I don't know that.
You may not, but I do, okay? I know she's the one that answered the phone. Different voices, but answered the phone. I know
I
that.
don't know that.
Okay, you may not, but I know that, okay? And unless you did that because it added a spark in that life that was missing. It's a spark that's missing. It's a piece that's missing. And it wasn't hurting Elaine. It didn't hurt Elaine. Elaine didn't know. It didn't hurt Elaine. Okay? She didn't know. I don't think you intentionally meant to hurt Elaine. I think you care for her. I think things are okay. But you put a spark in there, Les. And you didn't get that spark when you met with Gail. You got nice. So don't try to play mind games with me, all right? There's a big difference between nice and really excited me and I'm paying out $400. There's a big difference,
I didn't have the 400 to pay out.
okay? And here's the thing. But that being nice doesn't satisfy. That's not satisfying sexually. That is not going to satisfy sexually. All that does is stimulate. That doesn't satisfy.
That's fine.
Okay. Les, are you really that mean-hearted of a person?
I'm not.
Okay. Then I expect you to be completely honest with me.
I've never seen her.
I'm done listening to that.
Okay.
Like I said, I want you to be completely honest with me. Because you know you can't clean everything out, right? You know, there's always that one little piece of evidence. Everybody watches enough TV to know that, right? Right? I mean, everybody watches enough TV to know that there's always that one piece. Okay? Your truck looks pretty clean. Nothing's clean enough. Okay? You can burn a car. Doesn't matter. There's always some little piece left, and there was. Okay? Les, I am trying to give you the opportunity to be that decent man that's in there. Because he's in there, and I know he is.
I haven't been with her.
Plus, I'm asking you to tell me where she is.
I don't know where she is.
You need to tell me what's in there that you're not telling me.
There's nothing in there. You wouldn't kill anybody over sex.
I don't think, well, there are those people out there that would kill someone over sex. That's not what happens. But what happens is the sex gets very exciting and accidents happen or things happen during that. And then we're in the scenario of, okay, shit, now what do I do? That's what happens. That's the difference. It's a huge difference, Les, between I purposely went out and killed somebody for whatever reason. And doing the sex thing, everything's going fine, but something happens. And shit cannot explain this. Cannot go home to Elaine and say, okay, let me tell you about what happened. Can't do that. I get that, Les. Can't do that, okay? That's not an option, okay? Things happen, and then we're without an option. So then we gotta try to figure out, what do we do? That's where it comes up.
I can't help you.
Oh, actually, you're the only one that can help us. And it's actually not me so much, quite frankly. It's a family that I need to get Paige back to. Okay? Accidents happen. Things happen. I need to get it back so that family can move forward. Because they cannot move forward. And those 3 little kids, surely she cannot move forward. Okay? They can't do. They're going to be messed up forever if they don't know at least that mommy passed away and that they can go on. I see kids get past that.
I have very much compassion for kids.
Do you?
I feel sorry for them kids.
Okay.
I didn't have anything to do with their mom at all. I have nothing to do with her mom's disappearance, death, whatever the case is.
I told you, I've already told you, I don't want to hear that anymore. I mean, nothing personal, Les. I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't want to hear that no more, okay? I know it because you know why? Because this is what I do, all right? I don't come in ever do I ever try to be a mechanic because I don't know nothing about it.
I didn't touch Paige. I did not kill her. I have not hurt her.
That's fine. We can be done. Just to let you know, your vehicle is going to be seized and I'll be getting a warrant for it, okay? And we will probably be seizing some other things and executing some other warrants, just so you know, okay? All right? Do you want a card?
Do
Do you want my card? My business card?
Please.
Okay, just a minute. Here you go.
Thank you.
You can anticipate us meeting again. Do you have the keys for your truck, or would you just prefer that we do it without
I have the keys for it.
It's just easier for tow guys to get it to move it from one place to another with keys. Okay. Would you like a ride back to your business?
Please.
Okay. Mike, would you mind giving him a ride?
Mr. Wade.
Your Honor, that's the end of publishing People's Exhibit 700, and that's the end of my direct examination. perhaps now would be a good time to take a break.
Okay. Is anybody in need of a break, or we'll go ahead and take a break then? Sure. Please remember all the instructions I've given our jury for the previous recesses. Thank you. Please rise for our jury. For the record, our jury's up. The courtroom will be in recess until 11 o'clock. All right, thank you.